Okay, so the only things we need to do is we have to get our plans already, Jason. So this is the only thing we need to do is to make our plans to stop those things up. Okay, we've got a few plans there. We just got a few plans from there for our walls. But for some other reasons though, Jason, that it's kind of a real thing to do is to stop the lockdown. But what we would think about it, Jason, is to stop them. So we don't think we were getting out of this, didn't we? But for some reason though, Jason, but it doesn't really matter what we were doing, but for some reason I couldn't even get a staff, make a glass or anything we got here. So do we got any like specimen equipments there? We got some specimens equipment. Yeah, we got some of our equipment though. We get everything sorted, and then what we would think about it something is to get everything sorted. Okay. We will have to think about it something. What we need to do now is we're going to take care of all of these people, but we don't even belong here, and for some reason we need to keep them busy. We have to make a few plans. We need to stop the lockdown, and everything has to be alert. One of those, the police and FBI's and SWAT's teams are just killing all those pedestrians. We have to stop the lockdown before they're gonna show up. But for some reason now, we'll take the rest. We get everything we need is to getting on with it. Personally, we have to stop the lockdown. For some other reasons, we get our plans already and get ready for the lockdown. It's a lockdown showdown though, but for some of the reasons that we need to stop them. As we find it specifically, we can't just get on with our first line. The first line isn't bad for us. It's bad for us now, but we couldn't even guess what we were doing, so we have to think about it. Think about the other ways. The only ways we're doing now is to take everything we need to get everything we got here, and that's it. This is our plan. We get our plans to stop the lockdown, and we need to stop them. Or personally not, as I speaking. You know the drill, do you? Yeah, Jason. You got it. Right. Okay, the plans is right there, yeah? All those plans everywhere now, Jason. It's all in. So what we would think about it, Jason, is we get everything honoured, so we get it back to where we start. I wouldn't imagine that everyone who couldn't be believing you, but believing that way, we could even start think about it and just to stop what we were doing. But for some of the reasons that the lockdown is very, very bad, and I know it's devastating. It's worse now, Jason. It's kind of worse. The lockdown is always worst, you know. That's kind of weird. It's weirdness, but I know it's weirdness, but it's kind of weirdnesses or something. But for some of the reasons though, Jason, we can't fight over the lockdown, but we should stay together as we need to do. We have to make another plan, so we have to make the plans to stop the lockdown. So what we have to think about it is we stop the lockdown from closing every stores and etc. And then for some other reasons that we always do. But we are thinking about what we always want to do, but personally it's not. But when I was thinking about it, Jason, you make the right thing. But to begin with, you make the right thing, as always. Deep down in your head, not to getting frustrated, you have to be more specific. But what you have to said. But recently, but it has been taken, but not that really though, isn't it? So what we think about it, Jason, is we were just trying to think about why we always want to stop the lockdown, but we have to make a plan. We have to make the plan. We have to stop the lockdown from spreading all over the world. Well, I know spreading people is not good enough to spread. They were infected, but maybe it's the virus or something, like something spreading people, and they died because of the virus, but for some of the reasons they spread the whole world. But we can't get into it as we speak. This is terrible. Very terrible. If we can't stop, this is not gonna end. But what we think about it, Jason, is to get everything sorted. But in the difference is, you make everything on purpose, but then you make it up. But you did the right thing, but you make everything is all suffered. So what are you trying to do now, Jason, then? You make things up, so you're gonna make it up or something, like to stop the lockdown and, you know, attacking the police officers and FBI's and SWATs. Yeah? Actually, Jason, it's not gonna happen if it's not insanity. It's like, whether you've got something. We were thinking about, we don't think we were taking a long way to the whole skies when beginnings, like they began to battle. They began to battle with the police riots. The police riots are shields. They were shielded. They were used as shields. But for some of the reasons though, Jason, you get it right. But we always want to do that. We need to stop the virus and stop the lockdown, and this is infected. All these people were infected. They were spreaded by the other one. So what are you going to do now, Jason? During the lockdown. So what you are going to do now? I got an idea, Summon. We need everybody in this territory. We need to get everybody else in our territory, and what you are trying to do is to do the plan. And I will announce, and I will explain to them. Okay? So everything is all honored. So this is the only way we can do, is to stop the lockdown. So I will understand everything. Okay? We'll make everything, it's all honored. So, for now on, Summon, I'll do my best. I'll do it for them. Okay? I can do whatever I want to. It's my choice.